once it gets past Highway 43, but nonetheless, folks do live out there. Some very, very high winds associated with this, maybe looking at winds in excess of 80 to 90 miles per hour. Tim had some new information, trying to get our attention over there, kind of doing some analysis on what we can expect for the rest of the evening. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, JP, this just goes to further to what I was saying earlier that...
You might want to put your mic on there. All right, Tim is putting his mic on. Anyway, we're looking at a pretty serious situation here with tornado warnings in effect now for Fayette, Walker, and we're also looking at Tuscaloosa County in that warned area, as well as Winston County at this point in time. So multiple tornado warnings. Tim, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. What we were talking about earlier that I was seeing and the guys at the Weather Service were seeing is the storm seemed to be weakening and going more linear. I may see why that is now. We were talking about the wind shear increasing after dark. The storm relative helicity, that measure of wind shear in the atmosphere for storm rotation, was about 200 earlier when we saw the tornadoes hit places like Tupelo and Athens, Alabama. The storm relative helicities had increased a little bit, but the CAPE had gone down a lot. Well, now that it's gotten completely dark and the upper level storm system is getting much closer, I'm seeing storm relative helicities based on radar and computer models up around 400 to 500 now, running roughly from Tuscaloosa up through Walker County, Coleman County, and up towards Huntsville. And that is a marked increase in helicity just in the past 2 hours. So that's a massive increase in shear. Again, we expected an increase in shear, but maybe not that big of an increase. And
Tim, we were talking earlier when I was doing some of the analysis this morning, and we're tossing around some weather terms, but it also helps in our whole forecasting process as we kind of take you through this tonight, of helicity perhaps reaching, we talked about this on the phone, reaching as high as 700 by around 9 p.m. One of the models was showing that, and we may not be that far off.
No, we're not. When I saw that one model that said 700, I didn't believe it. I just didn't think this system could do that, given the fact that the center of this storm is still up in Kansas. However, the disturbance wrapping around it is obviously really affecting the atmosphere over Alabama tonight. And once the sun went down, that really did ramp things up as well. So we kind of had that temporary lull in the activity, and now it's really ramping up again. And like I said, storm relative helicities of 400 to 500. Even with a CAPE of only 1,500, where it was 3,000 earlier today, the combination of 1,500 CAPE, which is a lot of instability, and 400 helicity, a lot of wind shear, is still plenty for strong tornadoes, and that's why the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and extended that tornado watch here to include the Birmingham area. And frankly, I'm a little bit concerned about the storm over northern Tuscaloosa County that's headed to, you said it's in mining country, but it will eventually affect areas along the Warrior River. A lot of lake homes.
Yeah, that's kind of your neck of the woods.
Bluff Creek, that's where my lake house is, and then you get into western Jefferson County around West Jefferson as well. So I'm concerned about that storm too.
Okay, Jill Gilardi is with us right now. Okay, go ahead,
JP,
Jill.
We're headed west right now. Yeah, JP, we're headed west right now on 78. And we're kind of in the core, or about to be in the core of that storm that's headed towards Jasper. It is raining so heavy we can barely see in front of us, so we're slowing down. So torrential rains right now, frequent clouded ground lightning, and we're headed towards Carbon Hills because we wanted to make sure there was no damage from that spotted tornado by the Weather Service. And I heard that also saw some reports of the public reporting a tornado with that particular cell that's to our north now. Hearing any additional reports, JP, of any damage that came in?
The damage reports right now have not been in that area, Jill. We've had a number of damage reports and even some entrapments in Pickens County and some damage in Marion County, but nothing where you're at right now. So perhaps you can get to the bottom if actually this did touch down and result in some damage. We're going to get back into storm tracking mode here. Jill, be safe out there. We'll be checking back in with you shortly. Wes, you're going to add something here?
I was just going to say, my brother lives in North Tuscaloosa County, and there's a lot of people that are watching us right there, I know, just north of Lake Tuscaloosa. So, you know, people in that area need to take this storm very seriously. New Lexington and those general areas, you know, we're talking about this moving, you know, out there towards some of that rural country that you talked about. But right now, it's right over a heavy populated spot, you know, right there around North Side. So we want those folks to know we're watching it for you right there. And this will be tracking, if it stays on its path, crossing Highway 69 north, eastern Tuscaloosa County, and perhaps towards places like Parrish and Cordova over in New Walker County.
Yeah, Oakman as well, that kind of area. I remember, I think we were taking some of the back roads one time from Jasper or somewhere, and we headed over to Alberta City, and we were going through some pretty rural areas. There's a lot of coal mines out that way, but folks live out there too, so we're tracking that as well. Just a little bit less populated area there in northern Tuscaloosa County that we're looking at, and we're looking at the area also near the Black Warrior River, also moving up toward the Miller Steam Plant and the Gorgas Steam Plant, those Alabama Power landmarks that are so easily seen even from Birmingham here on Red Mountain. So that's what we're dealing with. Multiple areas that we're tracking. Double Springs right now, severe weather that we're looking at this point in time. Why don't we go into future radar mode here, because we do have now Walker County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's a new warning from the Weather Service. We also have the tornado warning here. You can see there's I-65. Hold it right there, and by 9:15, we're going to see those storms crossing I-65, moving into Blount County. So Blount County, you're eventually going to see that active weather. We'll also see thunderstorms moving into West Jefferson County, Oak Grove, Pleasant Grove, Birmingport. We'll start to see that by around 9:15 this evening. That tornado watch is going to go until 3 a.m., so very active weather. We're looking at some video from earlier. This is Jasper that we're seeing in the box there. Intense cloud to ground lightning, and the thunderstorms will move into Tuscaloosa County by 9:30, or I should say downtown Tuscaloosa, between 9:15 and 9:30. So if you're on the University of Alabama campus, I'm not saying you have a tornado warning, but you're going to pick up some very high winds by around 9:30. So go ahead and kind of file that away. Josh Gant, if you're listening, about 9:30, those high winds are really going to kick in. Tornado warning right now until 8:45. This includes practically all of Winston County, including the Smith Lake area and Double Springs. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is valid until 9 p.m. for Walker County. This area is a bit concerning right here. This is coming out of northern Tuscaloosa County, West Jefferson County, on into portions of Walker County. This is going to be around Oakman and Cordova and Parrish that we're going to be watching for the possibility of a tornado there. So we're looking at that area. Then back farther to the west, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Aliceville. So we do have multiple warnings that we're juggling right now. Probably the most concerning at this point in time is going to be northern Tuscaloosa County into Walker County, as well as that Winston County warning right now. Storm relative velocity going into what we call our tornado detection mode here, and we'll zero in on this, then we'll go back up into Winston County there, right there around Oakman. That's where I'm seeing a circulation, Oakman and Parrish. Hopefully you're taking your tornado precautions there. High winds back toward Barry, and that's going to be in northern Tuscaloosa County. So we have a number of warnings, practically all of Walker County under a severe thunderstorm warning right now because of higher winds, hail, and very, very heavy rainfall. So we're looking at that. We'll go back up into Winston County and kind of pinpoint what's going on. I'm not seeing as much in the high wind department, at least from our Viper threat detection. We are seeing some indication of hail right around Double Springs. That's going to be moving on into Addison within about the next 15 to 20 minutes. So we're watching that as well. And then we're going to move back into northern Tuscaloosa County, southern Walker County, and show you what's going on there. So we have yet more storms that we are tracking. 1.5 inch hail right there around the Oakman area, and this is probably going to pass just to the south of Jasper, or Jasper slightly to the south there, and there you go, northern Tuscaloosa County, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and then back into Tuscaloosa around Pickensville. This is going to be into Pickens County, high winds right now. This is going to be 60-plus mile-per-hour winds. So kind of following along there, we're taking you step by step where we're going to be looking at the active weather. Our future radar was showing that more active active weather coming in right around I-65, somewhere in southern Coleman County, maybe even as far south as the Gardendale area. Warrior maybe around 9:15, 9:30. Moving on toward Blount County, Oneonta around 9:30, and then around 9:30 for Tuscaloosa County in downtown Tuscaloosa. Kind of a second wave of high winds and heavy rain. Everything kind of shifting off toward the east after 10 p.m. into our eastern counties. So if you're watching in St. Clair County, if you're watching in Calhoun, Talladega, Etowah counties, after 10 p.m., that's going to be your prime time for seeing that more active weather. Let's not discount Utah, Alabama, maybe looking at some active weather too around 9:15.